Hi, my name is Ashley Santoyo,
My name is Anthony Valerio.
My name is Natalie Martinez.
and our project is on East Africa. So, East Africa is located on the eastern side of the African continent, stretching from the highlands of Ethiopia in the north through Kenya and Uganda, down to Tanzania in the south, bordering the Indian Ocean to the east, and it is roughly situated between the equator and 12 degrees south latitude, as well as between 29 and 41 degrees east latitude. So on the right, there's a map, and in the green shading, that's our East Africa. There's a lot of nations and major capitals. So these countries are some of the best known in East Africa because of the global importance, rich cultures, and natural resources. Because of time, I'm going to go over like maybe three of them out of the eight. So the first one is Kenya, and it's known for its stunning landscapes and safaris. There's Ethiopia, which is famous for its ancient history, including being one of the oldest nations in the world. And there is also Uganda, which is famous for its natural beauty, wildlife, and historical significances in Africa, especially with the famous Nile River. There is also a lot of major landforms and places. So these features are some of the most important and famous in East Africa. They draw tourists and influence local cultures and are important to the region's history and economy. Again, I'm going to go over maybe like one or two out of each just to save time. So the Great Rift Valley is a huge geological feature stretching through much of East Africa. It's famous for its deep valleys, volcanic mountains, and unique landscapes. Um, for rivers, there's the Nile River, which is the longest river flowing through multiple East African countries and being crucial for agriculture and civilization in the region. So for lakes, there are big three, but I'm gonna go over one, which is Lake Victoria, which is the largest lake in Africa and the source of the Nile River. So it's shared by Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, and is central to the region's economy and biodiversity. For the clients in the region, there are about the top three. There's tropical climates, highland climates, and arid and semi-arid climates. The most in the region would be the tropical climates. Most of East African experiences are the tropical climates, especially along the coast and in the lowlands. So this climate is characterized by warm temperatures and rainy and dry seasons. Um, Major bases, so these resources are key drivers of the region growth. So there's mineral resources, agriculture resources, and oil and natural gases. Um, Agriculture being the biggest because it's a cornerstone of African economy, with countries like Ethiopia and Kenya being the leading producers of the coffee and tea. The region also produces important crops like maize, sugar, and other products, including flowers for export.
The approximate population size of the region. So, East Africa has an estimated total population of 470 million as of 2025. The region continues to experience rapid population growth driven by high birth rates, urbanization, making it one of the fastest growing areas in the world. The growth presents both opportunities and challenges for the region, especially in areas such as education, healthcare, and infrastructure. The youth population in particular is expected to play a key role in shaping East Africa's economic future in coming decades. So the most populated nations as well as their corresponding sizes and population. The top two are Ethiopia and Tanzania with 126 million with 67 million. The 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 other three consist of Kenya, Uganda, and Sudan, as well as their corresponding cities underneath. And on the right, I put the flag for Tanzania and Ethiopia. So major civilizations and histories in the region. In East Africa has a rich history shaped by numerous ancient civilizations and cultures. Some of the most prominent include, I'm only gonna go over two because of time. The Kingdom of Aksum, one of the greatest civilizations in the ancient world, centered in modern day Ethiopia, known for monumental obelisks. Sorry, I can't say that word. Advanced architect and early adoption of Christianity in the 4th century. The Swawi Coast, a thriving trade network along the eastern coastline, which connected Africa, the the Arabian Peninsula, and Asia in the Swawi cities such as Mombasa, Zanzibar, which center the commerce culture of Islam. The, and major languages and religion include Swahili and Aramaic, as well as Christianity and Islam for religions. So Christianity, I already know, the largest religion in the countries like Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, which both Protestant and Catholic. For languages, their most spoken language is Swahili, a widely spoken language France in an official language in many Eastern African countries, including Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. And on the right, I put a comparison of English to their language spoken.
The cultures of East Africa are Swahili, Maasai, and Hutu and Tutsi. Some social customs are Ubuntu, a Southern African philosophy that emphasizes common values such as mutual respect, compassion, and interdependence. The second one is initiation rites. The third one is hospitality. And the folklore are the Anansi the spider, a popular figure in the folklore of many East African cultures. It is often portrayed as a clever trickster who teaches moral lessons through his antics. The lion and the antelope, many folk tales from East Africa feature animals as central characters teaching lessons about human behavior and nature. The third one is Gikuyu and Mumbi, a Kenyan folklore. Gikuyu and Mumbi are considered the ancestral parents of the Kikuyu people. The music of East Africa is diverse. That include drumming, mbira, tarab. Some dances include adumu, izuku, Swahili dance, and the Wazaramo dance. Some of the political structures of East Africa is that most East African countries have republican forms of government, but if you have monarchies, Kenya and Tanzania are republics with presidential systems. Both have multi-party systems with regular elections. Uganda is also a republic. Ethiopia is a federal republic with a complex ethnic federalism system that has caused political tension. Some political organizations are East African Community, Intergovernmental Authority on Development, African Union, and United Nations. Some political issues are that many East African countries have struggled with ethnic or regional conflicts, sometimes worsened by colonial borders. And Ethiopia has dealt with conflicts between different ethnic groups, such as the Tigray conflict and disputes over the political systems and autonomy. Kenya has witnessed ethnic violence during elections, particularly between the Kikuyu and Lui or Kalenjin groups. Some of the economic organizations are the East African Community, Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, the Level Development or Low Income Economies. Most East African countries are classified as low income or lower middle income economies. For example, Ethiopia and Burundi face significant challenges in reaching middle income status due to poor infrastructure, political instability, and limited industrial development. The economic development issue is that poverty remains a significant challenge in East Africa. Some other issues are the economic inequality, the corruption in Kenya and Uganda, and the social form and social issue of East Africa is that East Africa social forms are influenced by traditional cultures, modern influences, and the dynamics of regions' various ethnic groups. Some social issues are climate change, drought, and deforestation. And East African have experienced significant migration both within the region and to other parts of the world. And also, East Africa becomes more interconnected with the global economy, and they are growing tension between maintaining traditional cultural practices and embracing modern values, technologies, and lifestyles. This cultural shift can affect family structures, gender roles, and community values.
That was our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see how to stop this. Oh, I paused it. Oh, stop.